Hey guys, this is Danny Alvarez here with cellphonius.com, bringing the latest news and views that you can use. And in this case, I'm bringing you my view on a question from one of our followers. She's a good friend from Twitter. She's also very techie in terms of always keeping up with the latest and cutting edge technologies when it has to do with news. And she's dabbling in something here that tells me that she's just about to tech out. And so, Malia, thank you so much for following me and for asking me this question. Everybody, if you can, please go at Malia Probst. And I apologize, I do not know how to pronounce your name properly, but it's Probst. I should have done some research prior to doing this. But Malia, thank you so much. I really do appreciate you writing us in directly here. Hey Danny, she writes, Happy New Year to you. Hope all is well. I have a question that I'm sure you are the person who would know the answer. Is there a good marketplace for used and unlocked Androids? I'm specifically looking for a Wi-Fi only phone to hold virtual reality content only. I'm going to continue to use my iPhone's service. What would you recommend out of the Galaxy Note 5, S6 Edge Plus, S6, and S6 Edge? It's so difficult to say. Try saying that twice. Looking for most memory and economical option. Thank you in advance for helping me out. I was at T-Mobile figuring it out, and they told me Craigslist. You leapt into my mind as probably having a better answer. And yes, indeed, I do have a better answer. And while your sales rep was not necessarily wrong in saying Craigslist, I have a couple of tips having to do with buying things on Craigslist, particularly phones, that you might want to consider. A lot of times, phones, people sell phones that have been used, that have been sitting around. They might have, taking it into the bathroom and taking a hot shower and listening to the radio while you're taking a shower is just nothing that people think anything much about, but you can cause some water damage to the phone. And so the battery, right in the battery compartment, you can generally tell if the battery itself has water damage or if the phone itself has been exposed to water by opening the phone to check and see if it has a white sticker on it, which is kind of a little sticker that it has in the back, or if that sticker has turned pink or red in color, that indicates water damage. Of course, the darker the hue, the more water damage it's sustained. And so a phone with water damage could very well turn on and work fine for the rest of its life. However, the circuitry in the phone is kind of intricate, and a phone that's not designed to be submerged in water, that has water damage, could start exhibiting signs of water damage, not necessarily off the bat. And so it may turn on, you may swipe left and right and see, oh, it's smooth. You may click on the Google Chrome and go to cellphonius.com and subscribe and look through and, oh, wow, this looks very good. And maybe even watch a YouTube video and notice that you can stream it at high definition and think it's fine. But you see, you've turned it on, it's a full battery, it's doing well, but then when you get home with that used device, you notice that the battery, when you arrive home from it being full, is now 76%. And then later on, without even touching it, you see it's 43%. And then it's off after 3-4 hours. Now, that's typical of a phone that's likely sustained some water damage. So you've got to be really, really careful when you purchase something anywhere used, but especially if you're going to go to the Craigslist area. But I'm not recommending for you to do Craigslist. Craigslist is perfectly fine. I've purchased many things on Craigslist. This here is one of the things that I've purchased. This is a Galaxy Tab Pro 10.1, and it is a very fast, very quick tablet that came with a cover. And rather than paying the original $600 for it, or going to the store and trying to buy it for $369 or $399, I got it for $150. So also with this one here, it's an 8.9 Samsung Galaxy Pro. I always go for the very highest end thing when I'm buying something used. And yes, I do buy off of Craigslist, but you've got to have some expertise when you go into it, or at least follow some of those tips, especially the one having to do with the battery and whether it sustained any damage or not. That's the first point. Now, while Craigslist is not a bad idea, then you have to make sure it doesn't have water damage, that the phone is not scratched or to where it'll the glare from the scratch might keep you from being able to read the screen or whatnot. Check that the battery, now that if it's a 1-year-old phone, the battery may be toast already and you need to consider purchasing a new battery with the phone. That's what I would always do. Buying an older phone, even if it's a 6-month phone or a 1-year-old phone, I am going to buy a battery for that phone. And that way I get the best experience from the beginning. After doing a hard reset or a deep reset, I've got a phone that actually works well. Now, to get to the answer, I would definitely go with the Galaxy Note 5 or the Galaxy S6 Edge Plus because they are the fastest and most multitask-oriented devices on the market right now. And so with the processor being as quick as it is for what you are going to be doing, I would most certainly almost prefer the Note 5 to the S6 Edge Plus or the S6 Edge Plus. That's the correct way to say it. It's just a mouthful. I would most definitely recommend that. Thankfully, if storage and performance are what you're looking for, I continue saying, I would strongly consider shopping your carrier. I'm sorry to go back to T-Mobile, right? But to shop your carrier online, not to the brick and mortar store, where you can find a refurb, often at a steep discount for a high-end 1-year-old phone, which will also be warrantable. So that should do the trick for what you want it, Malia. Another good option would be wirefly.com. Now, I'm not associated with them. I do not partnership with them at this time. So I did way before when I first started Cellphonius, but I do not partnership with them right now. Not for any particular business reason. I just, I fell out of the program that they had going. And so another good option, of course, that would be at wirefly.com, which has used and refurbished phones with a warranty. I really hope this helps you, Malia. If you have any questions on how to purchase a phone, or if you have any details that you'd like to know about a particular phone, or what I would recommend for a certain task, or a certain maybe you're going out on a trip and you need a phone that you might be able to afford to lose and still have something that's powerful enough that can do anything that you need to do while you're out and about, please let me know. You can write it down in the comments below. You can write me at cellphonius@gmail.com, or you can always reach me through Twitter at Maestro Alvarez. And for cellphonius.com and the Cellphonius YouTube channel, this is Danny Alvarez checking out.